blast off and the clock has started.
Penis!
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Hey guys, welcome to the second episode of the second season of Mart, and this is the first time all four of us are back together since our little season break. Little claps, clap, golf claps, because we don't want to peak the microphones. Woo. And today we have a special guest who's also our host, Nathaniel Diamond.
Hello, it's I.
So we're going to talked about him a little bit. You guys get to know him as one of our hosts. So you can, maybe creep on him more on his Instagram, creep on his Facebook.
Just everyone follow me so I can get as many followers, because that's the only way I get serotonin is through online validation.
Thank you, boomers, for making this whole society like that for us. And
Bill who?
The boomers.
Oh, they said Bill someone.
Everyone blames us for all the internet shit, and the boomers are the one that kind of started it.
What, the validation economy?
Wait, what?
Kind of, yeah.
The validation. There's an economy behind validation?
What, you haven't noticed?
Literally, dog.
We are literally in the middle of validation economy. Us, as podcasters.
What's an example of a validated economy?
Facebook. How are you going to validate yourself if your brand's not good on Facebook or Instagram? If I'm only getting 200 likes as a business, do you think I'm successful?
Yeah, but that's not like emotional validation. That's
no,
like
but
actual,
it's brand evaluation. Yeah, but it affects you every single way. Physically, emotionally, mentally. That's the way it works.
But that's not limited to social media. Obviously, if we're just talking about straight up sales figures, that's just literal financial validation. It's not just the internet.
I love this debate right now. I'm loving this. But anyway, let's get into the episode a little bit. Let's talk about Nathaniel. And so give us your perspective of you joining Mart and a little bit about you. I know you love going to shows, doing your things.
I do go to a lot of concerts.
Well, then go ahead and give us a little bio on you.
That's diamond in the rough bio.
In the rough? I don't have any dogs.
Say.
We put
Oh,
Marley
I see
and
what you did there.
Layla in the other room, so there's no rough. It's just straight up diamond now.
Oh, so now it's just highly condensed carbon.
Right, exactly. That was actually one of my nicknames in college, and I've been my bullshit. Oh, that was my nickname. But where shall I begin?
Coming out of the vagina.
I was actually born cesarean section almost 24 years ago exactly. Give me like an extra 2 weeks.
So the stomach vagina.
The belly button, as it's known.
Just get pulled out.
When Nathaniel was
like a
hoisted
claw
out
machine,
of a belly
right?
button.
By an engine crank.
An engine crank? Oh, like Chitty Bang Bang, where you would like...
No. Like, I mean, it's like there's like little tools to get engines out of the shop.
Right.
It's like a hydrogen piss crank that comes out.
And just
pulls
lifts
it out.
the energy. Yeah, that's
You
exactly
just pull
how
it by
I
your
was born.
foot and just...
Right, exactly. That's how I was born. That's such a vague question. I feel like someone should ask a single question to get the ball rolling.
I said, how did you get to know us, and what how was your part in here?
Well, how I got to know all of y'all was joining a random Facebook group in the beginning of a global pandemic because I was bored and had no friends in Denver because I had just moved here like 6 months before half apocalypse. And then I joined a Facebook group that changed everything because for some reason everyone in Denver didn't have any friends. So then we all became our own weird friends, strangers on Facebook, even though my parents were like, don't talk to strangers online. And then I did.
And now we're here.
And the rest is history, as they say.
So what was your first event with us? What was the first time you met all of us? Did you meet you guys different than me? When was the first time?
Oh, God. When I remember the first events going to, but I don't think I've met any of you. I think the first time I might have met you, Trip, which I'm looking at you, but the listeners don't know that, might have been at the first, like, quote-unquote Wine Wednesday we did.
I think it was 100% right.
That had to have been the first time. So I think we technically met first out of, like, everyone. Because I didn't meet Nathan first in person until pretty late.
It was about mid-June whenever we first met in person.
Oh, maybe that was.
This is 2020, right?
Yes.
June 2020, yeah.
2020.
Yeah, 'cause I think my first one Wednesday was end of May. Probably.
No, it would have been.
It was really small.
It would have been like the second week of June.
So it was. No, the first Wine Wednesday I might have been because I was out of town for the first Wine Wednesday. Given that I was
Given you were out of town.
given I was out of town. Yeah.
Is that how that
I was
works?
out of town given I was out of town.
So it was about it was towards the end of May.
It wasn't that early. Because it was after it was after a rooftop party that was like everyone's almost first event meeting.
Was it also? It was after the party at Jason's on Jason's bed.
It was after Jason's party, right? But it was the rooftop party was Jeremy Warner's.
I mentioned before.
Okay.
I mentioned before.
I was
the
at
whole
the
Jason
Jason's
incident.
bed party.
I know that for
I
a
was
fact.
not. Were you there?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. What?
I mentioned before the Jason incident for a fact. I know that because I was a part of the. I was like not a part of the joke, but I was like interested.
I wasn't at that party though. At Jason's bed party.
I
That's what I'm
was.
saying. We met before that. I know that.
Before Jason's?
Yeah,
party?
you and I did at least
When would that have been?
the first one Wednesday.
That was after.
No,
Jason's
Wine Wednesdays
party.
happened in the beginning of the summer.
It was like early.
It was
June.
not spring.
It was
Yeah.
like, excuse me, early mid-June, because it was after the rooftop party. Because I brought flowers to the first Wine Wednesday to impress someone who will remain nameless. But that was after the rooftop party.
I'm sure there's somebody like from the group right now just like fact checking us.
I
there's-
am never wrong about anything I say. Ask me any question, I'll be 100% correct.
How big is an elephant's penis?
Slightly smaller than a whale's penis.
She's not wrong about this
Technically correct.
Exactly. Everything I said is technically correct.
shit. All right, let's get into a little bit of your life. Growing up, you don't have to go into any detail you want to, but like where'd you grow up? What high school, college? What's just a brief history of you?
Okay, I grew up in the middle of bumfuck nowhere in kind of upstate New York, but not really kind of upstate New York because it was outside of Poughkeepsie, which is like the last suburb north of New York City because it's the last actual direct Metro North stop. So people consider Poughkeepsie to be like the end of the suburbs of New York.
That's where that cult horror movie was made. The Poughkeepsie tapes.
No,
Yes.
wasn't that actually? Oh, that was actually
Like it might not have actually been filmed there, but it was supposed to be about
No, there
there.
was some serial killer that was actually from Poughkeepsie.
Yeah, and I think
So-
that's what that movie was based
Right.
on.
And there's also a lot of references in like pop culture because Poughkeepsie is really fun to say.
It is.
And everyone just happens to know it.
Well, how far are you? Because I spent a little time in the Adirondacks. How far are you from there? Is that?
What part of the? Because the Adirondacks take up pretty much everything like northwest New York.
I was 12, so for the listeners right now, I'm licking my finger. The one place. There's like that one place in the Adirondacks where
It's like-
everyone goes. I'm just kidding. But how close?
I was
like,
closer to the Catskills, if that means
Okay, yeah.
anything.
Okay, that means-
not
yeah.
super far from the Adirondacks, but yeah, I grew up. My neighbors growing up were a cow farm and a cemetery. I was homeschooled until I was 14. So imagine how freaking weird I am now, but like times that by like 753%. So that's kind of
That's an oddly specific number.
right. Again, everything I say is to the T.
he's done the math.
I've done the calculations.
We would have got along really well after I got out of private school. 'Cause
I mean, I
knew like
feel
nobody.
like you were frattier than I was in my college years because I was a huge ass nerd in college. I thought frats is just a way to buy friends.
I was extremely fratty.
Right, I was not.
Extreme, but I never dressed like it though. I was a skater kid in my fraternity.
Oh, I didn't know that was a thing. I didn't know fratty skater kids were.
Yeah,
a
I thought
thing.
they just like got
like
voted
wore
off the
like really
island.
short pink shorts with like white button downs tucked in. It was like, you can't sue me. My dad's a lawyer.
That was not my fraternity. My fraternity was like the island of misfit toys. Like everyone who didn't like
Was
into
it
like a big
ATO?
one. No, it was Sigma Pi.
Oh.
I mean, and every single campus is different. You know what I mean? Like with
Right.
fraternities and whatnot.
Oh,
but,
for
like,
sure.
Mine was like literally like everyone who didn't fit into another fraternity. Definitely, they're like there was like metal kids, skater kids. There were some fratty kids that were hyper fratty and whatnot. but
Right,
we
because
were-
they just wanted to pretend to be in a frat.
Yeah, we were
yeah,
like,
there
dude-
were a couple of frats like that at the college. Because like I went to college at a really, really, really tiny school in Central Florida.
What's the name?
Stetson University, like the cowboy hat.
Actually,
I was thinking
I actually know that
Cologne.
college. My mom used to work for the accreditation board and did like a list of all the accredited colleges in the country.
For what?
Higher education.
Okay. Yeah, so Stetson was a really small school in Central Florida. Gave like really strong New England vibes, but like just enough Florida that people thought they were like Southerners.
Did this maybe affect your artistic taste at all when you went there?
No, because I was imagine the douchiest, like, cliche business kid you could imagine, like, in mock trial and business ethics, and I was a tour guide for the school. I had, like, a short cropped haircut. Like, I was the most cliche business kid dead set on law school you could imagine until I had a quarter life crisis. In my management class, on the last Wednesday of March, I remember sitting in class like, I don't want to go to law school. So then I changed my major and added a couple minors.
There you go.
Don't admit that on tape.
That what?
You don't want to add minors anywhere.
No, I was,
Jesus
I was under
Christ.
18 at the time. It's fine.
Oh, okay. That's good then.
Can I go backtrack real quick? So you're a tour guide?
Yeah, I was.
Can I tell you about the best tour guide story I've ever experienced in my entire life?
Actually, yes, please.
Go for it.
All right, so I was a freshman in school or sophomore in school, and you guys know the term taking a grenade?
In what context?
Like jumping on a grenade.
No, like literally hooking up with like someone ugly for someone else.
Wait. Please elaborate on that, because I've never heard that term.
All right, so
explain it in excruciating detail.
All right, so back in the day, like
Back in the day, Jesus, is
Dude,
this like 63?
it was
The fucking summer of love?
It was almost 10 years ago, man. Like I started like college almost 10 years ago.
Almost?
Like a year and a half difference. All right.
I don't want to fucking hear it.
Okay, listen.
I was in college when you were still a
Was I even
kiddo.
alive when you were in college?
2004.
Okay, I was technically alive.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I was a freshman in high school.
I was
Bitches.
in 2000. Wait, what? So what? That would be summer of 2004. I would have been 6 years old.
Yeah.
All right, let me finish this story because it's honestly it's embarrassing to me, and I think you guys will love it because you guys make fun of me later for it.
Oh, or right now.
All right. So taking a grenade is when, at least when I was in college, was when your friends try to go with someone like really attractive, and their friend is not so attractive, and they're like cock blocking them. So you go in and hook up with that friend to help the situation out for them. So this is a situation I definitely took a grenade.
Was that okay?
And our school is really separated in two halves. There's light side. We had
Oh no!
we had like lights on the street, and there was dark side.
Is that what they called it?
Yeah, literally, and there was like no street lights on the other side, and that's like all like the artsy fartsy kids stayed, and that's my first semester I stayed over there.
And the dark side.
The dark side, and I still have dark side letters from.
Did the dark
college.
side have cookies?
That's such an old
No.
internet reference. Wow.
No, right? But anyway, I fell asleep on dark side that night in this girl's house, and I woke up and like, everything was wet. Like everything around me was wet, and I was like, I woke up like, you know, you're drunk, you're waking up kind of, it feels like numb, you're waking up like just shell shocked as shit.
Like your ears are slightly ringing still.
You wake up and you're just kind of like you're stumbling. Like I turned over, there's like not a very attractive lady next to me, and I was like, fuck. And then I turn over, and like I said, everything's wet, and I just feel like hundreds of like Beanie Babies all around me.
It's a good investment.
Beanie Babies.
Yeah, but like, I'm getting to the point in a second. So I get up and like, I go and like I smell myself and it's pee. So this girl peed in the middle of the night, and then she soaked all of her stuffed animals.
Not the Beanie Babies. Not the Peenie Babies.
Not her
the
investment.
Peenie Babies. The Peenie Babies were fucked. But anyway, like, I was trying to get out of there as fast as I could. I had no idea, like, actually I was on campus at all. So, like, I put on all the clothes I could find, which was, like, one sock, a pair of jeans, no shirt.
Where'd the sock go?
To this day, no one knows.
Oh.
But anyway, like,
I meant the one you wore, but that's a lot more alluring.
I didn't even take my shirt with me. I just, like, left. And I'm on the phone with my mom. I was like, I don't know where I am. And
Why'd you call your mom?
I freaked out. I don't call my friends because they make fun of me.
Mom, I slept with an ugly lady.
I said the exact same thing.
No.
So I found out I was like 10 streets away from a campus, so I had to go through dark side because I was like way far on the other side on light side. And I got to campus and I was walking through, again, no shirt, 2 shoes on, 1 pair of socks and jeans. That's it. That's all I had on. And I'm walking through and a tour guide comes out of nowhere. And they all just turn and stare at me. I'm covered in pee. I got no clothes on. I'm still drunk from the night before. And they all stare at me like saying nothing. And I said, "Welcome to Radford."
I hope you realize you actually ruined that guy's tour, because every tour guide is told to like never actually tell parents how much of a party school it actually is.
I ruined it so bad, and all the kids were like grabbing their parents, like, I want to go here.
Right, but the problem is, I learned as a tour guide for like 3 years to appeal specifically to the dads. That's where I really honed my dad joke skill, was making friends with the dads, because they usually had like, by the end of the tour you could usually tell like how committed a kid would be by how much the dad liked the tour.
I have to agree with you. I get that. I understand what you're just finding that target demographic.
The absolute funniest experience I ever had as a tour guide was when we were going through our rec center, and like it was a pretty progressive liberal arts school, so like we had like a bowl of like condoms. They were really shitty condoms. They were like whatever the slightly above like off-brand condoms were. They weren't like Trojans or anything. It was
So like Durex.
No, it wasn't even like Durex or Trojan. They were like
Durex
Lifestyle.
Lifestyle. That's what
There
it was,
you go.
actually.
Oh, boy.
Lifestyle condoms, a bowl of them. So this mom grabs one and like runs up to her son and was like, "Here, you're gonna need this." I've never seen someone's entire body turn redder than that poor kid. I'm like, usually was pretty like composed during tours, but I had to sit down on the ground because I couldn't stop laughing at that poor kid. I don't know if he ever actually wound up going to the school, or he just like jumped off a bridge out of embarrassment, but that was by far the best experience I ever had as a tour guide.
Well, I love it. So going into your guide, you graduated from that school.
Right.
So how'd you end up in Denver, man?
Part of my quarter life crisis was figuring out where I actually wanted to go, because until then I was like dead set going to law school, and I was one of those nerds that had like a really high GPA, and I was involved in every possible organization I could. So I thought I was going to go to my safe school at the time was Cornell. I probably could have gotten into like Yale or Harvard if I like really studied for the LSAT. But then when I realized that, I don't actually have to go back to the Northeast, I started to look into what cities kind of matched the lifestyle I was looking towards. And it was pretty much like an active city where people are always physically active. And I wanted to be near the mountains because I got sick of Florida not having mountains. Live music was a big one too. I wanted to move to a city that had a really good live music scene.
So I want to pause there on that story. I want to talk about your music likes and what created your. I feel like you just have an awesome drive to go out to all these shows and stuff like that, and there's some kind of yearning. What created that?
I'm not sure where it actually came from, because growing up in the middle of farmland, there weren't actually places to ever see a show. Like, before I moved to Denver, I've probably been to like 4 concerts, maybe 5 in my entire life.
Because you're in the middle of nowhere, right? It's hard to get to a concert.
It was like an hour-and-a-half drive. I mean, like, I went to like Bethel Woods, which was the home of Woodstock, but obviously by like now it was a whole like massive venue with an amphitheater. But yeah, I mean, Denver just has every single artist come through Denver because there's like no other city nearby.
No, I love it. I think that's like the coolest part about Denver is like even Snoop Dogg played in a fucking club one time here, like a small ass club.
Because they're all, I mean, you have like Red Rocks and like the what's that, the First Bank Center,
Ball Arena.
Yeah, you have like very few like big venues, and the rest of them are Ogden or Bluebird or Gothic. These really small venues that bands that have no right being there are still playing these really intimate venues because there's like nothing else nearby.
Yeah, that's like when me and Nathan saw Cradle of Filth. Like that's a like Red Rocks level band.
I mean,
and
even
they were in
Red
a
Rocks
tiny
is
ass
small
little venue
compared to other venues.
It's not that big at all.
I mean, it's like culturally
Also what
massive,
she said.
but there's like not that many places to sit.
But that's what makes it kind of awesome, though, right? Is like the fact. In fact, it's almost I'd say intimate.
I mean, I saw Jeremy Zucker on Monday, and I've never been in a more annoying crowd because there's a bunch of like Beatles level teenage girls screaming for him, and I was like 3 feet from the stage because it was at Summit and such a small venue.
Well, okay, so like those have been some of my favorite concerts ever. Is the ones that like everyone here is saying, it's like it's a little smaller, a little intimate.
Right.
And with Denver, you have to get that kind of vibe because, like you said, there is nothing for hundreds of miles away from here.
There's like Santa Fe and Salt Lake City are the only. I mean, there's like Fort Collins and Colorado Springs, but some bands come through there.
Yeah, but coming from like a marketing standpoint, you're not going to stop in those areas when Denver is such a hot spot.
Right, exactly.
There's no way you're going to do it because even a smaller venue, you're going to get, maybe higher ticket prices. But it's going to be a smaller, it's much smaller. Like I said, Snoop Dogg will play like a fucking club here, like a little like bar.
Right.
Snoop Dogg. I think it's so cool that like this area has that, and I think that's cool that you chose that area, based off.
It was one of the biggest reasons, and I didn't realize specifically how cheap tickets are when I can see like some of literally my favorite artists and acts for like $30 to $50. That's you can't not.
So, asking this is for everybody really. We all do little concerts and little events stuff here. What is everyone's like app or website they use to find tickets?
That's a good question.
So for me, I oddly go through Spotify usually on how I find
Same
when
actually.
people are
Spotify?
playing of my friend or like the bands I'm into. I'll notice they're playing, and then I'll click their tour date and then see whatever the ticket pops up. I've actually found the best price tickets that way too, because like when I saw Cradle of Filth, I got my ticket for $48 after fees. When like any other website, it was like $95 or more.
All right, so because I've been using Game Time.
I'd actually don't know Game Time.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with it either.
I've never heard of it either.
What I really like about Game Time is, like, I mean, even with sports too. Like to be honest, like I got Nuggets tickets for $4.
$4?
That's pretty nuts.
Club level seats for $20.
How?
So like what they do is like they fill based off of not just availability but like need.
Right.
So if it's like a shittier game or a shittier show like that, or they're not finding tickets, like there's all these variables to it that they change ticket price.
Game Time?
Yeah, and like through that, I think SeatGeek does the same kind of thing.
I've heard of SeatGeek.
But Game Time, I find a bunch of shows like that. Like you can get like decent shows for like
Is it an app or a site?
an app, and like you can get a bunch of cheap tickets, especially if it's not full. You wait till that day.
Right.
Tickets plummet in sales. Like I would literally, because I was on the other side of the building when I found Game Time before the pandemic or whatnot. They're still doing this. Don't get me wrong. They're still doing these prices. But I would like wait till the first quarter of the Nuggets game, get $20 club level seats, get there by second quarter, and then just like live like a king because no one gives a fuck about the first quarter of basketball. Let's be honest.
I'm literally downloading the app now to see how cheap tickets I can get.
Game Time, if you're listening, I'm going to tag you in everything that we do to this. Please sponsor us.
Please. I want free tickets.
Do they do concert tickets? as
Yeah,
well?
it sounds very sports oriented.
Yeah, it sounds very sporty.
It's both, to be honest. Like if there is everything from art festivals to music, it's just
Okay, right now I just pulled up a show I want to maybe see tomorrow if it gets cheap. They have it for $76, and I could still get an access for $30.
on Spotify.
AXS. But Game Time has it for $76.
It'll probably drop by tomorrow though.
Probably because that's probably how. I mean, usually
That's
if it's
the-
not the direct.
That's the way it works though,
Venue.
with them. Like
Right.
if you wait till almost like even like 15 minutes before, there's like fucking plummets in price.
Just go stand outside, get in line, and hope you can buy the ticket before you get to
By
the
the
front.
time they check all your card, your vaccine
Well,
cards.
a lot of these events they're not filling up though. If you guys notice, after like post pandemic, people are still not filling shows up.
Not to every concert I've been to.
I don't know. One of the big ones I wanted to go to was sold out because I wanted to go to see The Devil Wears Prada last week.
Well, that's gonna
Sold
sell
the
out
fuck
quick
out.
though.
Yeah, when I saw Grizz, they sold out, but that was
It's also Grizz, and we're in Denver.
That's true.
Like, this is his home
It's
turf.
it's his home. Yeah,
Dude, everyone here loves Grizz.
yeah.
I could give two shits.
I'm not a
You
gigantic.
could or you couldn't.
couldn't.
Everyone minus mine.
You could.
If I had
I
a
don't
free
care.
ticket, I'd go. But I'm not gonna go pay
That's
to
what
see
I'm saying.
Grizz. Like if it's Blink-182, I'll be there.
What about Blink-183?
That's the
Shut the
sequel.
fuck up. Let's get back to Nathaniel and his life a little bit, and then after that we're gonna talk a little bit about art and branding.
Oh no, like branding like a cow, where you like brand the cow. Exactly like that.
I lived on a beef farm once.
Lived on a cow?
You like rode a cow.
I've actually ridden a cow before.
That's utterly
Is she the one that
ridiculous.
peed on her Beanie Babies?
That's the one I've slept with.
That's one of the more fucked up jokes, I think.
That's pretty bad.
Not gonna lie, kind of fucked up.
I hope this girl never listens to this podcast.
Or if she does, you could just get back at him by being hot now.
What? Is it just a glow up?
Yeah.
I was
Revenge?
even more attractive in college, so I don't think it's gonna happen.
Your mom goes to college.
What? It's just dumb.
She never went to college, man. Well, fuck you. Anywho, all right, back to you. So, got through college. You're finding cities,
Right.
trying to figure out where your city is at, and so Denver was your choice because of the mountains and the music.
And the growing city, and it just kind of worked as a place to move to that didn't already peak like the entire East Coast, which peaked like 40 years ago, or any of the coast in general.
True.
Like they're all kind of like everyone's fleeing the coast. It's like a mass exodus away from the coast because they're too expensive for absolutely no reason.
Well, everyone's attitude there is terrible.
It is. Again, like, they're so elitist to be like, oh, I live in expensive areas. I'm better than you.
I feel like in DC, it was like people are making like over $100,000 a year driving fucking Camrys. You're like, this is not the way it should be done. You're making $100,000. You should have something kind of nice or some investment
At least
properties
a
or something.
Lexus. Come on.
I don't know. I used to one of my good friends back in college.
They drove a Camry.
Like, you know, no, legit. Like his dad was super wealthy. He had like a bunch of like, he was like really well. He was like super smart. He was constantly studying, and he like made bukus of money. But you never knew. Like he had like a 1-story house and like a small car.
So then what's the point of like being rich and forsaking your like life to be rich if you're just gonna like hoard it? I don't get that.
I guess it's so that you can like just. I guess it's so you can like retire and then just like never.
And
work
then
for the rest
what?
of your
And
life.
then enjoy the worst years of your life.
See, this is how you.
very
this,
true.
This is how you do it right.
Yeah.
You live very brokely, but you have millions of dollars in assets. Mm-hmm. That's the way you do it.
And then what?
And then you sell all of it and live on a yacht for the rest of your life with a bunch of just girls. I was gonna say
So
something
you're gonna have like
Is
a
that-
constant drip. Of
Is that the only thing that matters?
Girls? Question
yeah.
mark.
Are you gonna have like a constant drip of morphine to to stop your backaches?
Like, once you're that old, by the time you sell everything, you're like the 65-year-old who dies at 68 from a heart attack from the stress.
Dude, who's the
Gonna have bottles and bottles of penicillin.
who's that?
Balls of penicillin.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Do you store-
I
do you
want to
store
be Robert
penicillin?
Kraft.
And get just massages.
In nice places though, not like the weird ones.
The weird places.
Wait.
What do you-
Which one is the weird
what's the
place
weird
to get
place?
a massage?
So I was going to a
Oh no.
I was going to a supplement show out in Florida.
Were the vitamins playing?
We passed a place called New News Special Massage. in
New News?
New News Special
New
Massage.
like new like NU.
NU.
Holy shit, that was literally my nickname when I was like a little
News.
child. Was New.
You whore.
It was the vacuum from Teletubbies. Was New.
Oh Jesus.
And
I
that's
love
why.
God damn it.
That's why my
That
nickname
nickname
when I was
sucks.
a little kid was New. Because it was the vacuum from Teletubbies.
This was
kinda love
a massage parlor for
It was called New. Oh no, I really don't like that connotation.
well now it's associated.
I don't like it.
Did you get a happy ending? Is that what you're saying?
It's actually quite sad.
It's
official.
literally like,
New
yeah.
needs to go to
Why
New
would you want
News.
to? It makes no sense to me. Like, why don't you just like do 100 no's and 1 yes is still a yes? If you're going out to a hiccup, trying to hook up with girls and stuff like that, like,
Is that the method?
I mean, like, yeah, like do your best and start whittling down till you get a better percentage.
Whittling?
Yeah, like why not?
Is that what Beanie Baby Girl told you?
That's what college taught me.
Did it teach you with Beanie Babies? Did it use Beanie Babies as a metaphor for?
Yeah.
Peenie,
wait,
peenie babies.
Well, I'm not gonna use a towel, and I was gonna suck my sperm up with.
What?
Beanie
Okay,
Babies.
I feel like this is getting a little
What?
off topic.
Come here, Bongo.
This is the first time I've ever had to be put back on topic.
When the guest has to put the host on topic. That seems like it's a little backwards.
Well, we know each other so well, it's hard to stay on topic with that kind of shit. Like,
That's fair.
but all right. So we got kind of your bio a little down. We got a little bit about you. How about what influenced your music taste?
A lot.
I mean, you were out in the middle of fucking nowhere, pretty much. Like,
Right.
How did you get your music in?
My-
why do you like what you like now?
My music taste has changed a lot over the years. The first CD I ever got was the soundtrack to A Brother Where Art Thou.
Oh my god!
Oh, hold on.
I love it.
I was gonna say to pause. Why don't we all share all our first CDs?
Okay.
that we ever
okay.
had,
Oh boy.
and how embarrassing.
I mean, mine's not embarrassing. That soundtrack still slaps, if we're being honest.
It still
Like,
slaps.
I grew up on like old school bluegrass, and also I was able
Me too, man.
to see Del McCoury last week, which was honestly pretty freaking amazing because he's one of the greatest American musicians like ever. But yeah, the soundtrack to Brother Where Art Thou was the first CD I ever got because my uncle got me and my brother the DVD when I was way too young to have watched that movie.
Oh, brother.
I should not have watched that movie.
Man in constant
The
trouble.
soggy
Constant
bottom.
sorrow.
bar.
Trouble on my day.
We're just gonna revive the Soggy Mountain Boys right now.
Honestly, I would not be mad.
What was it? It was like 3 people, right?
It was 4. Everett.
Oh, that's perfect.
So the artist was actually the Union Station that did it.
Was it?
Union
real?
Station, Alison Krauss.
Yeah, I was about to say, I didn't know that was them.
Alison Krauss and the Union Station does a rendition of it live all the time because the
Right,
guitar
but they-
player who did it is in that band.
Okay, I didn't know it was all of them. I knew they were on a couple of the songs.
Well, 'cause-
They did
Because if you like
Fly Away on that album, on that
That-
soundtrack.
that, and
think that was her.
if you listen to Alec Cross and the Union Station, they do a song called Dust Bowl Children that will blow you.
Oh, I love Alison Krauss. She's amazing.
The Dust Bowl Children will blow anyone out of the water. I mean, like that bluegrass. Like one of my friends from like music conservatory told me it was like he was obsessed with bluegrass. He's like, it's like the metal of country.
No, bluegrass and punk are almost like the same genre, just switch the instruments. Like same topic, same lyrics, same like
Tempo.
right, and it's
The
just
tempo is quick.
switch a banjo for like I don't know what's in punk, but punk and bluegrass are like almost the same
Stratocasters.
genre.
Literally Stratocasters. That's
They don't
the
use
only.
Stratocasters in fucking bluegrass.
No, in
These are
punk.
Strats. Do they use I don't.
The only one I ever knew is a
That's
Strat
the only
was-
guitar they can afford.
Okay,
It's
Strats
like
are
a
fucking
Fender
expensive.
Squire.
A Fender Squire. Those are just 2 brands.
No, a
Yeah,
Fender
it's-
Squire Stratocaster.
Okay. Well,
Okay, so
It's
okay,
the
so here,
smaller version.
a Squire is literally an introduction guitar.
Right.
A Stratocaster is a little above that.
well, no, the Squire is the brand. Squire is
no.
just the entry level brand to Fender.
Well, it's because a Fender a Fender Squire. Because I
Well,
actually
no,
had,
the
I
Squire
had
is
one.
literally the brand that makes entry level guitars. And
No,
they're
I've
owned by
definitely
Fender.
seen Fender
No, 'cause
Squires.
I had a Fender. I had one.
I know, and I have a Squire too. I have a 53 Classic Vibe. It's still a Stratocaster, but it's a Squire Strat. And Fender owns Squire, so a Fender Squire is like a Lexus Toyota.
Okay, I do have to agree with you a little bit on that.
Well,
a
you don't
little bit.
agree-
The reason I don't agree 100% because I actually had a Fender on my thing. It was like a little Fender.
Right,
you know.
I mean that might have been an older one. Anything
It
like,
was old. It was
right,
old.
anything in the past like 10, 15 years is Squire branded, but it's still
So
owned by
it's,
Fender.
It's different now then because like when
Right.
I got it, it was still like it was the introductory level guitar from Fender because I was what 11.
Okay, so that's probably when it was.
It's almost 20 years ago.
Fender Squire Strat versus
Yeah.
now it's just the Squire Strat.
That's also kind of like the difference of like the Les Paul and the Epiphone Les Paul.
Exactly. No.
Okay. Yes.
Well,
yeah, okay.
it's the Gibson Les Paul versus
Yes.
the Epiphone Les
Yes.
Paul.
Yeah. I couldn't remember who made the other ones.
Same as these bad boys.
Yeah.
DW is the main company, but they're so perfect at making their shells. From DW, they started a different drum set called Pacific Coast drum kits,
Right.
and you can probably you just get a cheap DW kit from them. But they didn't want to associate that with their original brand. That's why I got this bad boy DW right here because it's perfect in every way.
But yeah, I mean, Squire is perfect because I was able to get a Stratocaster for, I think it was like $300 retail,
not-
and
it's
it
not
still
bad.
has like a maple fretboard, like it's still decent pickups, like it sounds decent.
No, they're not. Honestly, like they
They're
are
surprisingly
not bad
good.
guitars
Right.
at all. They have decent
Yeah.
sound.
Like
My
there's-
first guitar was a Dan Electro with a fiberglass body and the lipstick tube pickups. It was like one of the original
That's so
ones.
rockabilly.
It was great. I loved that guitar.
Yeah.
What?
Because nobody,
Yeah,
no
so-
Audi.
Oh.
That's assuming you pronounce Audi like a guy from Long Island, not Audi like it should be.
So as we're getting closer and closer to the end of this, honestly one of my favorite podcasts we've all done as a foursome.
Oh, thank you so much.
Ew.
This has been an awesome time, but this is now a lightning round
Oh no.
for
Thunderbolts of
Nathaniel.
lightning, very, very frightening.
We need a soundboard. Because number one, there was a situation earlier like that. We need a no shit button. Like, no shit.
We could just say it.
No shit.
We need a soundboard though, just because pressing that button would just be so
It
satisfying.
might make people too bored to listen to, though.
No way. Like I listen to all these these.
Then we're just gonna turn into like the afternoon radio guys.
We're just turning
Yes.
into like
We're gonna
a
be-
college league baseball team. Like not like an actual college team, but like
We're gonna be
a
like the-
farm league.
Yeah, we're gonna be the college, or we're gonna be the art version of that one like stocks show. Like,
Stock show?
Yes, and then he's hitting everything. He's like stocks down. He's like hitting like a button. Like runs
yeah,
around the thing.
like-
Who?
like
The-
isn't it like Jim Cramer or something like that?
Yeah,
Kramer?
something like that.
I don't know.
right.
I've forsaken all of my stocks knowledge.
All right, lightning round. Since you said you didn't answer anything, when did you lose your virginity?
21. No, 20. 20.
Ew. You're gonna have to clean that later.
Wow, that actually showed up on.
Did it really?
It did.
So 20, I think.
Was this the first on-air fart we ever had?
That is a question.
That should absolutely be
Nathaniel,
cut.
answer that question.
No,
Was that the first on-air part
I think so.
that he's ever done?
I will not cut that.
Oh, please.
You did cut that.
Oh, fuck off.
Clean the microphone. Okay, I will cut that out.
Did you go to parties in college?
No, I was a fucking loser in college.
Whoa! Then what the fuck did you do in college?
I studied and did like extra. Why do you think I burnt out when I was like? Why do you think I'm the way I am now? Because I burnt out in college.
The education system sucks.
I only ever studied and like did extracurricular, so I legitimately didn't have time to do anything else because I was still like dead set on going to law school and I needed high GPAs to do that. And then I didn't.
America, look at the pressure you're putting on kids when they can't even get laid. And go
No,
to
seriously.
counselors.
Just college is a waste of time and money. 100%.
I can agree. Because what I was originally going to go to school for makes half what I make now.
It took me 2 freaking years to find a job in the field I studied after graduating. And I had a 3.9 in every single extracurricular I could possibly have involved myself in.
And everyone listening to this,
And
this
it
is-
took someone you knew to get you that job even
I mean, it didn't...
on top. Well,
like-
you know what I mean, though. Like, and that's how hard it is.
And this
Right.
is why I
To get
barely
in.
tried in college.
Exactly, because now it doesn't matter. Nothing matters.
No, the GPA doesn't matter as long as you graduate with a degree. No one gives a shit, really. Unless you're going to
No,
law school. Unless
it's
you're going to
true.
law school.
Unless you're going to post-grad, if you're
Yes.
just entering a workforce straight after bachelor's, please, for the love of...
It doesn't even matter what the bachelor's is in. They just want to see that you were able to complete something.
Enjoy your college time before you don't.
Because honestly, after it's done, it's done. You wake up in the morning. You're gonna hate yourself every morning.
Well, I haven't stopped doing that. I found other coping mechanisms, though.
In inches, how long is your hair right now?
That's not where I thought that question was going.
I don't know. Like, Jesus. That's a weird question because that's actually quantitative. Fuck. It's like
It's almost a foot.
9 inches.
I
It's
was
like 9
I was
inches.
gonna
Almost a
laugh if you're
foot.
like it's like this long.
It's about it's like 9 inches long.
Okay, so if you tied nails to the end, it would be 9-inch nails.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You really nailed that joke.
Eh,
Screw you.
that joke is just gonna bring
You're
us
really
closer.
hammering these home, huh?
All right.
You
It-
tool.
at least I took mine in a 9-inch nails direction. And
All right. Here's our final.
just brought
here's our
us
final
closer.
Final question was like 1. Okay.
Here's our final question. No, it's our final question for this.
I didn't even get
This
to
is
ask
good
one.
Okay, go for it.
Okay. What color are your eyes?
Like
For the ladies.
shit brown.
Yeah. Go on, Trip.
These are stupid questions.
It's ridiculous. All right, no. This is a good one. I promise. What has been your most favorite experience on this podcast so far?
Oh man.
These are shit questions. Trip.
That's why I farted.
Favorite experience. Like a specific one or just
I mean, dude, it could be an experience you had on the podcast. It could be experience outside the podcast. Like, okay, so
it's several guests, but several guests. Like when you ask them a question and you see it light up in their eyes when they're able to answer it and go into detail about their craft and their art, and that everyone likes talking about themselves, but this goes beyond just people talking about themselves. It's their passion that's almost palpable when you can see it in their eyes and the smile as they're talking, that obviously no one else sees because this is all recorded and thrown on Spotify. But definitely that kind of passion and drive that is almost measurable. It's palpable. You can sense it just by like being in their aura, how excited they are to answer these questions.
Well, I think we do we do some dumb questions. Don't be wrong. We do some dumb questions all the time. That's just kind of who we are. But there's a few times where what you're saying, like I've seen like, oh, that's a good question that they kind of like have to think about a little bit.
Right.
And that's like the best moment, at least as an interviewer for me, and we can kind of both agree on that. It's like, you're like, oh, I've never been asked that.
It's
before.
A question that they don't expect. It's easy to have an answer immediately prepared for a question you kind of expect or a question you've been asked before, but it's when it's a whole new question they actually have to like think about. I love that.
No, I love that. I actually love that answer. I mean, it honestly could have been like, for the viewers listening, like we have a group chat between the four of us.
Right.
I mean, we're constantly talking about, art shows or film shows.
Memes.
A lot of memes.
A whole lot of memes.
We shit on each other a lot. But
Figuratively and literally.
Not quite literally.
Well,
Only when the dog takes care of the carpet.
Well, that's the
dog.
carpet.
Yeah, but the cool part about it is like when we reach certain milestones and we're all talking together. Like yesterday when we reached over 600 unique downloads in over like 7 countries, like that was a cool point for all of us together to celebrate.
8 countries.
8?
Technically, it's true, right? I think.
Yeah, you said 8 today.
Canada.
Hold on, I think we still have that.
Pull up our distributor.
Just don't stop recording.
It's Libsyn.
I don't stop believing.
Libsyn's our distributor under should be one of the tabs, but I'm pretty sure it's Canada, U.S., Chile,
Iowa.
That's its own country of Iowa.
Yes, it
What?
is.
Iowa. There's
It's seceded.
Ireland, Belgium, Norway, Chile.
The U.S. You didn't say the U.S. That is a country.
I didn't say. Pretty sure I did, didn't I?
I don't think so.
Okay, I said 8 then.
Yeah.
We're in 8 countries now.
8.
Isn't that great?
8 is great. Well, anyway, we want to thank honestly thank everybody for viewing our stuff. Make sure you go on Patreon because next week it'll be this is new information, you boys. We'll be starting our Discord next week.
Ooh.
Oh,
Beautiful.
there will be all kinds of discord about that.
So we will be passing around the computer a little
What
bit.
about the compliment cord? Is it only the Discord?
It's always the Discord.
Oh no.
So we'll be passing the computer around this next week, and you'll be able to talk to us live in the middle
We're
of our
dead.
shows.
We'll have a Ouija board.
I'm usually dead
Oh yeah,
inside.
Ouija board, yeah, of course.
Yeah, but we're talking about physical.
Because knowing me, I'll get hit by another car on my new bike, and
True.
Or a bus.
or a bus.
Or both.
Should we start calling you the bus boy of the group?
Oh, that's gross.
Is that of everything we've said tonight?
Oh. I hope someone throws up on this podcast listening to
I
this.
actually don't. No, I really don't hope someone throws up.
Like in the middle of traffic, just like fucking heaving.
Just throw up out the window. Maybe it lands on a car's windshield, causes a butterfly effect.
I used to do that shit. Like I used to like brush my
Throw
teeth.
up?
Vomit on cars?
Brush my teeth in the car and fake I was like vomiting on the side of the car to freak people out.
Why?
I was a punk. I don't know. Like, what to tell you? I hated school. I hated life.
Nothing
Just wanted to
says
fuck with
fuck the
people.
establishment like fake throwing up out of a vehicle.
Right. It's all fake. Everything. It's all demonstrative. It's all performatory.
Everything's just taking such left turn today.
4 left turns make a right.
Truth.
Anywho, guys, we want to thank you guys so much. I know it's one of our little longer podcasts, but we've been just having such a good time during this that like we just honestly I don't want to stop at all. But I feel like we're kind of getting to that point where you guys are gonna like lose interest after a little while.
Are you blaming our listeners right now?
Someone's gotta take the blame.
Us? We're the one running this
I
show.
know I farted into a microphone today. I can't say shit.
Well, you
Or can
did.
I?
Literally.
No. Okay, we should probably cut it off.
Okay.
soon.
All right.
Anywho, make sure you follow us on page. Or go to our Patreon page. Go sign up for Discord so you can be part of our first Discord next week.
Follow us all on social media to get that sweet internet validation.
Yeah.
Give us the good brain chemicals.
You
Make
wanna-
you feel better that you're not missing out on a trend because all your friends are going to probably join us. You know,
We're gonna be cool one day.
Right?
we'll set the cool kids table one day.
Yeah.
Probably not.
Yeah, follow us
Let's
on
table
all
that
social.
for now.
Follow us on all social media. Make sure you're following us on Spotify, Amazon Music, Audible, YouTube, all of our jams because we're on everywhere right now, and we're going to be
Pornhub.
on Apple Music in a few weeks, I think.
Oh, sick.
And we'll be on Apple pretty soon. I think we went through our 90-day trial period with that. We'll be on there soon. So we're pretty much everywhere at that point.
Are you gonna plug our Pornhub account too?
Not yet. We're still.
Well, the
we're-
plug videos are coming later.
We're still trying to create content. You got to take your pants off eventually for that. So it's just
We just got the
Says
ring
you.
light like 2 days ago.
or dick light.
That would also be a ring
What?
light.
Wasn't that one of the? No, it's Piglet. Never mind.
No,
Any,
Dick.
Could you just imagine
Anyway.
a light up fleshlight?
anywho, we're gonna say thank you guys so much, and as we always say, peace out.
Peace.